Last year, Kogas of Korea and JERA of Japan launched the Clean Initiative with the support of the Japanese and Korean governments and the recognition of the US and Australian EC. Mr. Takahara Ichiro, Chairman and CEO of Japan Organization for Metals and Energy Security, JOGMEC, a coordinator of the initiative, will make an announcement about it. Mr. Takahara, you have the floor.
Good morning to all participants in person and maybe a lot of guys online. I'm Takahara, Chairman and CEO of the JOGMEC, a Japan Organization for Metals and Energy Security. I'm afraid I don't go to church on Sunday, and I don't play golf. And the afternoon, playing tennis. But in the morning, Sunday morning, I'm in the bed. But very, very pleased to be here with you at the 13th LNG Producer Consumer Conference to present a result of the first year of Clean Initiative, a buyer-seller collaboration towards the cleaner LNG value chain. Japan has been, as you know, the world's largest LNG importer for long years. And also, South Korea is a large importer of LNG for long years. In response to the situation, LNG importers of Japan and Korea cooperated to launch the Clean Initiative last year as the 12th conference, which aims to increase visibility of the entire LNG value chain by requesting information on methane emissions and reduction efforts from the LNG companies and publicizing the best practices for emission reduction. As a large importer, we believe that recognizing emission reduction initiatives enhance the competitiveness energy for which emission reduction measures have been taken. JERA and Kogas sent the first round of questionnaires to the sellers of LNG in December 2023. As a result, we were able to obtain responses from the more than 80% LNG sellers. And about 35 of all LNG sellers responded about the methane emissions from the LNG value chain and their efforts to reduce emissions. JOGMEC has now released the Clean Annual Report 2024, the first product of the Clean Initiative, which summarizes the result of the survey. This one you could see on the website. And this report aims to introduce and disseminate best practice of advanced methane emission reductions in LNG projects by Japanese and Korean importers, and provides starting points for those who have not yet made progress in methane emission reductions. Dear partners, another important issue we have. There is an increasing demand worldwide for the use of actual measurement data in order for methane measures to be properly implemented in a manner that ensures economic rationality and is in line with the international discussions. It is important to proceed with technical collaboration projects and accumulate many practices. JOGMEC has been jointly working with Petronas Malaysia and Pertamina Indonesia to conduct actual measurements of methane emission status for their restricted gas production facilities, LNG-related facilities. Through these projects, JOGMEC has contributed to increasing the visibility of methane emissions from LNG supplied by Petronas and Peru Terminal. In addition, last week, on October 2nd, we announced with Peru Terminal, with Petronas, that we will studying the establishment of the first methane emission technology evaluation center in the Southeast Asia region, which will be tailored to the characteristics, like weather conditions and the large number of the offshore production of the facilities. We have other new friends, JOGMEC and Woodside Energy also announced the signing of the MOU to address issues related to methane emissions. Through the introduction of technologies from Japanese companies, and exchange of opinions on methane management, JOGMEC and Woodside Energy will promote collaboration in methane management technology. And we also have going to sign a MOU with ENI, which was introduced before. To expand the efforts to reduce the methane emissions from LNG, it is important to accumulate a number of practice and the participants. Regarding the cleaning initiative, upstream energy companies participating in the LNG sales business have also expressed their recognition of the importance of the initiative and the support for it. Furthermore, we have new members. With the addition of 22 Japanese electric power, gas companies, and trading houses to the Clean Initiative, they will be able to collect border information on methane emissions and emission reduction efforts from the LNG sellers they procure. The participants, I would like to invite here the new member participants to the initiative for a hot session with JERA and the KOGAS. Please.
Now I will call out company names, so please proceed to the stage in order and stand at the designated spot.
Oh.
Tokyo Gas, Tohoku Electric Power, Toho Gas, Sumitomo Corporation, Shizuoka Gas, Shikoku Electric Power, Gas Bureau City of Sendai, Saibu Gas, Osaka Gas, the Okinawa Electric Power, Nippon Gas, Mitsui & Company, Mitsubishi Corporation, Marubeni Corporation, LNG Japan, Kyushu Electric Power, the Kansai Electric Power, Hokuriku Electric Power, Hokkaido Gas, Hokkaido Electric Power, Hiroshima Gas, and the Chugoku Electric Power. And we would like to welcome the original members as well from JERA and Korea Gas Corporation. And Clean Coordinator, Japan Organization for Metals and Energy Security. Please come up onto the stage. We will now have the photo op, and first, the official photographer will take the picture. Thank you. And we now, please stay put, and we now have invite the press to take pictures. Thank you very much, everyone, and please return to your seat.
So next hot session. Next, I would like to welcome all energy companies and supporters of the Clean Initiative for the hot session. Please.
Now I will call out the names of the energy companies and international organizations and associations. Please come up onto the stage in order and stand at the designated spot. IEA, GIIGNL, AREA, Asia Natural Gas and Energy Association, Woodside, Total Energies, Shell, Santos, PT Pertamina, Petronas, Oman LNG, Impex, ENI, Chevron, and Cheniere. We're now inviting energy companies and international organizations and associations for a photo op. We will now have a photo op, and first the official photographer will take your pictures. Now I invite members of the press at the back to take pictures. プレスの皆様、お写真よろしいでしょうか。Thank you very much, and please return to your seat.
The next position for the good friends, JAGMEC, and Petronas and Prutamina in actual measurement of methane emission, and Woodside Energy in methane management technology. Please.
Now I'd like to invite the following people on the stage for a photo op. Mr. George Gilboy, Vice President, Woodside and Chief Representative, Japan. Wu Mutia, Vice President, LNG, PT Pertamina. Mr. Ezha Yazid Jafar, Chief Representative, Petronas Representative Office, Japan. And Mr. Takahara Ichiro, Chairman and CEO, Japan Organization for Metals and Energy Security, JOGMEC. Okay, the official photographer will take your picture. Please smile for the camera. Now I invite members of the press to take pictures at the back. Thank you very much. Please return to your seat. GIIGNL and METI Japan have agreed to publish the joint statement to explore the cooperation to jointly develop a framework for GHG emissions from LNG value chain. From GIIGNL, Mr. Jean Abitbol, and from METI Japan, Mr. Murase Yoshifumi, please proceed to the stage. Mr. Abebo and Mr. Murase, please hold the binder and keep it open for the camera. Yes, that's right. Now I invite members of the press at the back to take pictures. Thank you, Mr. Abitbo and Mr. Murase. The European Commission and METI Japan have agreed to publish the joint statement on LNG Importers Initiative Alliance for methane mitigation from the LNG value chain. On behalf of the alliance, Mr. Matthew Baldwin, Deputy Director General for Energy at the European Commission, will make a speech. Please welcome Mr. Baldwin to the podium.
It's me again. Good morning. I'm honored to be able to present on behalf of the Commission and Japan the statement on the LNG Importers Alliance for methane mitigation from the LNG value chain. As I mentioned in my earlier remarks, this is a follow-up to the joint statement we did here last year on accelerating methane mitigation from the LNG value chain, and I think reaffirms, therefore, the commitment on behalf of both the EU and Japan to the reduction of methane emissions. As I mentioned, both the EU and Japan are major fossil fuel importers. Our common vision, our joint partnership, is crucial if we're going to intensify further methane abatement initiatives in both importing and exporting countries, whilst, as we've been discussing here this morning, moving towards clean energy and transitioning away from fossil fuels. This partnership set out in the statement, and now you'll have to read it, is based on a number of key principles. Firstly, enhancing data transparency and accuracy. Secondly, robust monitoring, reporting and verification, or MRV. Thirdly, use of OGMP 2.0 standards as the globally recognized reference framework that companies can use to measure and report emissions. And fourthly, using the IEA, the International Energy Agency, and the IMEO, the International Methane Emissions Observatory, as globally recognized bodies in providing reliable data and policy recommendations based on their extensive and the diverse knowledge, experience, and data sources. We, too, are delighted to see Japan's efforts on this reflected in the first clean annual report, reporting on the collection of data on emissions, on methane reduction initiatives and best practices. And we're very pleased to contribute to the clean report with a message from our Director General, Ditte Juul Joensen, highlighting the importance of international collaboration. On our side, in Europe, we've taken an ambitious step to implement our global methane pledge targets with the recently adopted EU methane regulation. This is the first regulation in the world to tackle methane emissions from imports, and it entered into force on the 4th of August, so if you don't already know about it, now will be a very good time. This sets requirements and transparency tools to help provide accurate and transparent information to guide the purchase of fossil fuel in the coming years whilst we transition away from fossil fuels. We appreciate very much the shared ambitions we have with Japan on global data collection standards and on this crucial element of importer-exporter cooperation, working closely with the IMEO and with the IEA. We are also planning at the next COP29, under our President Ursula von der Leyen, to launch a methane abatement partnership roadmap. This is part of our efforts under the Global Methane Pledge to really mobilize the international community together and to accelerate our joint work on abatement of methane emissions. It'll provide another tool to support both importing and exporting countries in putting in place a common framework to support projects to abate methane emissions in existing assets. So we can really start motoring on this. The Clean Initiative fits very well into this framework. We look forward to working closely again with Japan to make Clean a great success. So we look forward to striving for alignment on both Japan's and the EU's initiatives and supporting further areas of cooperation through a formal partnership under the LNG's Importers Alliance. Let's continue to work together on implementing our global methane pledge targets and raising together, thereby, our global climate ambitions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baldwin. Please stay on the stage for a photo op. From METI Japan, Mr. Murase Yoshifumi, please proceed to the stage for a photo op. Okay, first the official photographer will take the picture. And now I invite the members of the press at the back to take pictures. Thank you, Mr. Baldwin and Mr. Murase. Please return to your seat. In June this year, Italian and Japanese leaders announced the Japan-Italy Action Plan, which serves as a guideline for future Japan-Italy cooperation. In response to this, both governments agreed to announce future gas cooperation. On behalf of Italy, Mr. Marco Principe, Consul General of Italy, will make a speech. Mr. Principe, please proceed to the stage. Please give a warm welcome.
Good morning again. Thank you very much. As I just mentioned, let me recall one of the most relevant outcomes of the last G7 summit, which was held in Italy last June. In that occasion, the two respective prime ministers of Italy and Japan announced the Plan of Action 24-27, and one of the elements was the desire, the intention of reinforcing the cooperation in the sector of clear energy, supporting the role of national energy and as natural gas, particularly LNG. We would like to thank you, the Minister of Energy and Trade and Industry, for the fruitful collaboration with our offices in Rome, for the preparation of the text of the Memorandum of Cooperation, whose approval process at the national level is about to be completed. This cooperation is the result of a common purpose between our countries that is aimed at achieving greater security in the LNG supplies through shared procedures for the exchange of relevant information and exchange of good practices in the sector, and could be a stimulus to promote synergies among the national companies operating in this sector. This collaboration will be even more valuable in the event of emergencies of the respective gas systems. In fact, Italy and Japan support the role of natural gas in the path towards the clean energy transition, underlining the importance of simultaneously achieving the objective of climate neutrality, economic growth, and energy security in compliance with the various natural paths. The cooperation will also be aimed at sharing knowledge of technologies for reducing methane emissions and practices for monitoring, reporting, and verifying the emissions themselves, to contribute to the decarbonization of the natural gas and LNG supply chain. For our part, therefore, we cannot help but renew the closeness of interest between our countries on this issue and the intention of move forward with this cooperation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Principe. And then, with future gas cooperation between Italian and Japanese governments, JOGMEC of Japan and ENI of Italy have agreed to sign the Memorandum of Cooperation regarding gas security and LNG procurement support and sources diversification. From ENI, Mr. Christian Signoretto, Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Natural Resources, will make a speech. Please welcome Mr. Signoretto to the stage.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to represent today Eni in signing this Memorandum of Cooperation with the Japan Organization for Metal and Energy Security. Well, the spirit of this document is to enhance the collaboration in the gas and LNG fields in order to make sure that we can promote diversification of supply in the energy system. In fact, this memorandum aims to promote the role of gas and LNG in the energy transition pathway, emphasizing the importance of achieving carbon neutrality in the context of economic growth and protection of energy security. To this extent, I think that there is a natural space to join forces between Eni and Japan. We at Eni have discovered very important amount of resources, for example, in places like Indonesia and Mozambique, and we can contribute to the security of supply for the European and Japanese LNG market. On the other hand, the Japanese financial market has a strong track record to help finance the gas and LNG developments that we need in order to make sure that the security of supply will be there. We would like to harvest these win-win opportunities on those two pillars. Eni today gave also its support to the so-called Clean Initiative, which aims to facilitate a global assessment of LNG projects and share information and know-how on industry best practices to reduce emissions along the value chain, which we think is absolutely crucial for the long strive of the energy business. We consider at Eni that gas and LNG are key elements with an important role to play in the decarbonization pathway. And we are committed to increase our gas portfolio mix over 90% by 2050, and keep working, reducing the emissions, and also on working on carbon storage and utilization. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Signoretto. Please stay on the stage for a photo op. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Takahara, Mr. Principe, and Mr. Murase to join Mr. Signoretto on the stage for a photo op. Mr. Signoretto and Mr. Takahara, please hold the binder and keep it open for the camera. Okay, first the official photographer. Now I'd like to invite members of the press at the back to take pictures. Okay, one more for the official photographer, please. Thank you very much, and please return to your seat. This concludes the government session.